Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today is the third day actually of Ramadan here, but it's the second day that I am sharing something with you, sharing something of this month, the practices, the concepts. We'll try to touch different ones on different days. Inshallah, today, after talking about yesterday's advice with regards to the month of fasting and touching on one of the more basic physical aspects of the fast, I mentioned the importance of trying to follow the sunnah as closely as possible, to fast the way that the Prophet ﷺ fasted. And his fast began with dates. And that's what I mentioned as something unusual, new. Most people don't know about it, and so we're not able to take the benefit from it. So inshallah, I hope that a number of you have applied that principle, at least today, since I told you about it yesterday. If you're on the eastern side of the world, from Africa going on to Asia, it's already too late to talk about suhoor. We're already in the middle of the day or towards the end of the day, if we're in Malaysia or Indonesia, etc. But for those who are coming into the days, those from the far west, from the US, Canada, West Indies, South America, then you will be entering into the fasting around this time or shortly. So it can be applied, or it could have been applied from yesterday. Well, inshallah, for those of you who are from the eastern side, then you tried it out today, and I hope that you have found a difference, fasting in a different way, and it's actually in keeping with the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we said that the fast is really about change. That's the point that we're stressing, that this month of fasting is supposed to be a month of change. There should be some consequences from the actions, the thoughts, the emotions, the interactions of the month, which were supposed to be in accordance with the way of the Prophet ﷺ during fasting. By following his way closely, then it should bring about some kind of change in ourselves. And if we want our circumstances to change, then that change has to begin with us. That's the bottom line. So, looking at another aspect of fasting where change may be implemented, that is in the area of the Quran. The Quran, which we strive to read as much as we can during this month. We should try to do something different. Rather than the way we've been doing it every year, we take the Quran off the shelf, blow off the dust, open it up, and start reading throughout this month. Let us try something different. Rather than trying to complete the whole Quran, which the Prophet ﷺ never asked us to do, never recommended that we do, instead we try to understand the Quran. Let's take a break from our usual dealings with the Quran, whether we put it as verses and we put them on our walls like Ayatul Kursi, or we put them on lockets, we wear them around our necks or on our rings or whatever, hanging in our cars, believing that somehow they're going to bring good fortune. They're going to prevent bad luck. And of course, this is not what the Quran was for. It was not intended for that. It's not supposed to be used that way. The Quran was to be understood. So, let us take a new approach. Let us read that Quran with translation if we don't understand Arabic, along with a commentary, tafsir, so that we understand what we have read. Let's try to get back to what the Quran really is about. It is the essence of Islam. It is the source of Islam. It is the foundation of Islam. So if we can reconnect in a real way, a way that we will be able to sustain throughout the year, and not just close up the book, put it back on the shelf, and carry on with our lives. No. But by interacting with the Quran on a reflective level, where we are contemplating what Allah is saying, what advice Allah is giving, how we can apply that advice in our lives. So if we deal with the Quran in this way, then throughout the month, then there is the basis here for change. That was on the physical level. The fast, starting with dates instead, that's a basis for change. Because physical, psychological, spiritual, these are all interconnected. We are one being. So whatever we do on the different levels affects the other levels. So similarly, on this intellectual, psychological level, where we deal with the Quran with understanding, then that should also reflect on the other aspects of our fast and produce the seeds for change in our lives. So I hope that you will be able to benefit from these brief words. There's an extended 1-hour lecture which I'm doing as part of the Ramadan series, which goes into this issue in depth, in great depth. This is just a brief point of reflection for this month of Ramadan, so that Ramadan can be the basis for change in our lives. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.